Dear students of TYBA English Special 4, since last week we have been studying the unit first, that is language orientation, definitions and properties of language. The few noteworthy definitions have been studied by us, and after studying these definitions we have studied the properties of language. Out of these properties of language, in the last lecture we studied the property which is that language is a system. Language is not a system, but we have seen that language is a system of systems. Means many systems are involved in the creation of language, in making of the meaningful sentences. For example, we have studied phonological system. We also studied that though these systems are also the systems of other languages too. For example, Indian English consists of O as a vowel, long O. This sign of colon is used here. The sign of colon indicates long sense of the vowel. O is a long vowel used in Indian English. So the difference between two languages in their phonological system is also studied by us. Similar is the case with Marathi, mother tongue, and the sentence pattern of the verb which is used in English at the end. The verb which is used in Marathi at the end, khato, while the same verb is used in English after the subject, I eat. So the dissimilarity between two languages has been shown by me to you. In the last lecture we also studied that the morphological system, morphology is defined by us as a science of word formation. For example, which is given by me to you, that there is a word, the base word, which is referred as a root, R-O-O-T, root, which is also referred as stem, S-T-E-M. So these three words are synonym: base, root, and stem. B-A-S-E, base, R-O-O-T, root, S-T-E-M, stem. Industry is the base word. But in this theory of word formation, means in morphology, the word which is formed as industrialization. Now, industrialization, it is formed by adding the suffix. And so this addition of suffix or prefix to form a word is known as the process of affixation. This study comes under morphology. So many words are formed: industrial, industrially, industrialization. Then the syntactical system, for example, the parts of each noun, verb, adverb, pronoun, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection, these are the parts of speech. Now these are arranged in the meaningful sentences. Subject, verb and complement, and maybe the subject, verb and object. So this comes under the head of syntactic study. Now let's turn towards what was left by us, the lexical as well as the writing system. Now lexical study is related with the words. And so words convey meaning. The words convey meaning. For example, there is a word negative. This word negative. This convey meaning, and this meaning occur under the study known as semantics. So semantic is associated with meaning. The meaning, and syntax is associated with the grammatical rules and regulations. These two words, syntax and semantics. So lexical system is a branch of semantics that studies the meanings and relation of words. This is the simple definition, you may say, about lexical system. Lexical system is a branch of semantics that studies the meanings and relations of words. Every language has a particular vocabulary which may be of negative origin or biased. On loan words, which is based on loan words, based on the loan words. These loan words are borrowed words, borrowed from other languages. And when these words are borrowed from other languages, they are used in the language which you use for communication. These borrowed words are absorbed in the borrowing language, but they are absorbed in a systematic manner. No one knows that how this happened, how this word is enter our language in a systematic manner so that they become, the borrowed word become parts of its vocabulary. Means the words from other languages are also parts of the vocabulary of the language which is used. This is how language is modified. This is how language is extendable. This is how language is changeable, because the borrowed words become the part of the target language. The borrowed words, linguistically, the language from where you have borrowed is stated as source language, and the word become part of your language, that is the target language. One comment which is deliberately referred by me here is of Charles Babbage. What is stated by Charles Babbage? The system is found in the ways words are constructed from smaller parts. This lexical system is found in the way words are constructed from smaller parts. From smaller parts the words are constructed. The borrowed words are constructed, and these borrowed words become a part of the target language vocabulary. For example, the English language is universal language. If you pay attention towards the history of England, you will realize that once upon a time many countries in the world had been ruled by England. At that time, England was referred as Great Britain. So the impact of English on the countries which were ruled was a natural one. For example, India was also under the rule of Great Britain, and that is the reason why we have been familiar with English language, and English becomes the compulsory subject of our educational system. Similarly, the languages of the countries like India who were once ruled also had left impact on English. Now in India, the English which is referred and used is called as Indian English. and we have our own Indian English literature. Similarly, there are Canadian English literature, there are New Zealand English literature. These are termed as new literatures in English. So the language of these countries had also left an impact on English too. So this statement of Charles Barber about the lexical system, the system is found in the ways words are constructed from the smaller parts. Now turn towards the morphological parts and the affixation. For example, this suffix ful is a part of affixation. For example, the way words like beautiful, mirthful, mindful are constructed with these small parts is the part of the study which come under the lexical system. It is found in the ways in which words change their form, the changing of the grammatical form. For example, beauty is a noun, beautiful is an adjective. The grammatical form is changed. Grammatical form for different grammatical purposes. To different grammatical purposes. For example, your beloved is beautiful. So to convey the beauty of your beloved, you are changing the grammatical form from beauty to beautiful. Similarly, is the case in boy, boys, talk, talks, talking, talked. These come under the head of lexical system. So each language has such lexical system of borrowing words and changing the words according to the different grammatical purposes. So also language, each language has the property which is referred as writing system. Besides the lexical system means grammar, each language include the use of various graphological symbols or graphological signs to give written form to spoken words and sentences. For example, Ganesh is my friend. The spoken form. You may write Ganesh with the help of the spellings and with the help of the letters. Ganesh, Ganesh. Is my friend. Is my friend. Friend. Now these are the written words. The pronunciation Ganesh is my friend. Regarding English, we have the spoken and the written form. This doesn't happen with the case of other languages, but So far as English is concerned, we have the spoken form and the written form. The writing system of language is related to phonological system. Most of the language writing system is phonological system. In our Marathi, the writing system and the phonological system is same. For example, मी अभ्यास करतो. म आणि ई एकत्र आल्यानंतर मी अभ्यास करतो. The letters and the pronunciation, the phonetics, the phonological system is same. But in English language, we find that the pronunciation of words and the writing methods are different. Here is a difference. The English language consists of 26 letters, A to Z. These are the 26 letters. And out of these 26 letters, some letters they both have these letters have both the small and capital forms of writing. So the writing system consists of the use of letters small and capital, but the spoken system the English language includes 44 sounds. In the last lecture I told you, out of these 44, 24 are consonants, 12 are diphthongs, and 12 are vowels, and 8 are diphthongs. So the writing and the pronunciation, the phonology and the writing system are two different parts so far as English language is concerned. Otherwise, writing system of language and the phonological system of language, they both are related to each other. Same, I may say. But so far as English is concerned, writing system follow letters and the pronunciation, the spoken system follow sounds. Next property of language is language is structurally complex. Now turn towards the structure, the grammatical pattern as well as the phonological pattern. And it is because of this various structural pattern, language is referred as structurally complex. Because we only have 44 sounds, and with the help of these 44 sounds, with the help of these limited sounds, number of innumerable structural phonetic patterns or writing patterns may be formed or found in a language. These patterns, the grammatical as well as the phonological patterns, are based on multiplicity of phonological, morphological, syntactic structures which go on multiplying with the growth and development of language. as the language develops, so also the pattern also develops. And as the community becomes rich, advanced, so also the language in which it is spoken. For example, today, the European community and the language of the European community, that is English, is a part and parcel of many countries. So with naturally, when English becomes the universal language, simply means that the European countries are developing countries and the communities are developing communities. So sociological, economical development surely have created impact on the development of the language. And language is structurally complex because subject, verb, object, subject, verb, complement. There are two types of objects. One is direct object and other is indirect object. And again, see the word. The original base word is beauty, and from beauty you have made beautiful adjective. Here the base or stem word is industry. From industry we have industrial, industrially, and industrialization. Such is the very complicated structure of each and every language. In this connection, the remark of one linguist, Nelson, is important. W. N. Francis. I quote, all languages have, now here the inverted comma has been wrongly put up. What Nelson says, all languages, what Nelson says, all languages have this complex, many layered, one layer and under it another layer and also under it another layer, many layered structure. One layer under it, another layer under it, another layer. So language has many layer structure. That is what makes them adequate to the needs of their users. One who use the language. Contrary to some popular impressions, the word and sentence structure of the language of the most primitive people is highly complex. Now the language which once invented and used by the primitive people, today if you study the language which was used thousands of years ago, was highly complex. So the property of language is it is complex. Though we acquire our mother tongue from our parents, from our education, from our teachers, from our elders, it becomes very easy for us to speak in mother tongue. But the statements which we use in our mother tongue, they themselves contain the structurally complex nature. The next property of language is that language is culturally transmitted, or language an instrument of culture. Language an instrument of culture. So what do you mean by language is culturally transmitted? Simply that it is transmitted from one generation to other generation. It is very simple that this transmission of language from one generation to other generation is regarded as the cultural transmission. Language is learnt, language is acquired by an individual from a person, from his elders, from community members, and is transmitted from generation to generation, because the ability to use language is not physically inherited, though we have stated earlier that language is human and we are born in human community, in human race, in human beings, but it is not physically inherited by us. It is developed among societies, and a child learns language from its elders, from parents, from brothers, from sisters, from community. Even the uneducated, ignorant, illiterate, vulgar person learns language from educated man, or anyone who is culturally superior person to him. Means an uneducated person, an uneducated man speak or communicate in language, because language is culturally transmitted. Many of us find difficult to know English, to study English, to speak English, and to write in English, because it is not culturally transmitted to us from our father, from our parents. We are acquiring it, we are learning it. It is a language of our education. So in this sense, language is culturally transmitted. Now next property of language is that language is modifiable and extendable. We have studied that each language is open-ended. Many words are borrowed. Here many words, we have studied that many words are borrowed from others. It is open-ended in the sense that each and every language has been modified by borrowing the words from other languages. Language is extendable. It is not only extendable, but it is modifiable. It develops during the course of time. through the sounds of language. And these sounds of language are limited. These sounds are limited sounds, whereas animal language is not extendable or modifiable. The animal language is not extendable. Actually, animal communicates through sounds. Even we do not call that sounds as language of animal. Or the very communicative system of animal does not carry these qualities. Which qualities? The qualities which we have found in our language, in the language of human being. Human language is unlimited, infinite, open-ended system, extendable, modifiable, flexible, and full of varieties. In this way, language is modifiable, extendable. It is stated that language changes at every 25 kilometers journey. Such is the nature. If you travel and after traveling 25 kilometers you will find a change in the other language. This statement is made to suggest that language is modifiable or language is extendable. The next and the last property of our study is language is unique. It is creative and it is complex. Language is complex. Let me repeat you once again, because structurally complex, language structurally complex has been studied by us. So let me repeat first the complex, that language is complex. To introduce structural complexity of language, it is often compared with animals. To suggest the very complexity of language, language is compared with animal sound system, because only animals articulate and produce sounds on earth, human as well as animal. But the language of human is modifiable, extendable, changeable, not inherited. It is acquired. It is spoken by human only. Such is not the case with the sounds of animals. The animal do not have the type of brain which the human being possess, and their articulatory system, their articulatory organs are also very much different from those of the human beings. The organs of speech means mouth, nasal cavity, oral cavity, lips, upper teeth, lower teeth, larynx, pharynx, the windpipe, vocal cords, all are different. And the sounds articulated by man become more meaningful. Why? Because the sounds are arranged structurally. They are woven in a structural pattern. And so language in this sense is very complex. Now say language is creative. Language is creative in the sense that language is the extendable, modifiable. Language has productivity. Language has creativity. If two sentences are combined together, they are combined by following a method. The structural elements of language can be combined to produce new utterances. New utterances are created, produced by us with the help of the limited sounds, limited 44 sounds, which neither the speaker nor the hearers may ever have made or heard before. New utterances are not heard by the listener and by the speaker also, but still we go on creating them. Languages use it singular. Language changes according to the needs of society. For example, old English is different from the modern English. The pronoun you has been used instead of thou. This is called here the creativity. And language is unique. Language is unique means it is spoken on the planet of earth by human beings only. It is spoken on the planet like earth and it is spoken by human beings only. In that sense, language is unique. Till date, there is no evidence of the presence of language on the moon or Mars is found. We human beings are thinking to go and live on the moon or Mars, but till date the existence of language on such planets has not been found. Each language is unique in its own sense and each has its peculiarities, its distinctive features, its different features also. So with this we have studied the language orientation, definitions of language and properties of language. Some definitions are studied by us and near about all these properties of language have been studied by us. Some of these properties are interrelated with each other. So you may make the number less if you structure these into a pattern, or you may increase the number of the properties by making separately. For example, language is voluntary, language is non-instinctive, language is conventional, language is complex, language is creative, language is unique. So if you go on making the more and more properties, the number will be definitely increased. The language part of our syllabus, language orientation, is thoroughly studied by us in this lecture, and in the lecture to come, in the next lecture, we will highlight what is studied by us and we'll move towards another topic, that is register and style.